Hey folks, I'm about to do a live stream video about the backyard, or my backyard, on the game Grounded. So, starting off here, this is one of my later bases I've actually enhanced. The mushrooms, things like that. I'll give you about, a lot of clues and ideas. So if you're worried about finding out too much information, you can fast forward through things as you see it. Like the sound, however you want to do it, but so, yeah, there are going to be some spoilers in here. We shall see how well it goes. And see how well it goes. So, just enjoy and tag along. And big shout out to Sir Simalot, who I've learned quite a bit from in the past. And to also a couple guys that I've joined last night while playing. It was really cool. Um, so it was pretty long night last night watching these guys, but they were really doing a really good job. Um, they were having a lot of fun with it, which is cool. And so yeah, it would be Cutler 27. Check him out. He's got a YouTube video thing going on. Um, really interesting, really new at it. So you'll catch some really good stuff, and as they go along, him and his partner. And we'll be hopefully in the near future. I'm going to post some tags onto his, and also where I'm going to where I can get my in with me from his location. Now this is a sandbox. Now if you notice, you can hear that. If you've never played the game, you'll find out that there's a lot to it more than what you're going to see. Really in depth. But as for those that are starting out, check it out. This will definitely be one of those ones where you see quite a bit. What I'm going to do here is start back off a little bit differently. Go up to the top of my first castle here. Let's go ahead and show you some aerials. It's sort of I built. Sort of tough to do because the angles are a little bit different, so you got to play around quite a bit. May not be 100% on some of it, but I think it looks pretty cool. You got your trash heap back here, and then the sandbox and the sandcastle over there. And if you look there, they're right there by that purple block. There's a hole. That is actually one of the entrances to the Lac Ant hole. There's another one over here in the trash area, and then the entrance to the lab. That is right about where that leaf. You'll see the hose. You see that leaf? It's right in that area right there. But check all this stuff out. It's really cool. A couple ways of getting up here from the ground. So now let's jump out of here. I said I'm gonna basically jump between bases, give you an idea where we're at. I was basically going a circle. Do it from the outside, give you a little bit better perspective. This is my base from here, this angle. in here. You see how I got things set up. Like the workbench, close by everything here. Makes it nice. Because if you don't know that, as long as you're within a certain range, you can get to everything in those chests. Now, it's not necessarily the only things either. Right above it, I have the grinders, chests, and ovens. And you can actually utilize those from this point. Now, nice thing is I can go through and collect all of this. I'm doing a lot of mushrooms right now because of the fact that I'm going to be building a lot of stuff coming up with the new update coming up. So I'm trying to prep for it. And I want to use the mushrooms to do it in. And being you got to use a lot of spoiled food, the trash heap is where you want to be at for that. If you look here, yeah, you just, you know, in fact, let me do this. I'll just drop this all right here. That's what I just built lately. I've already got these set. Not this one set. What makes it nice is I don't have to have it in my backpack to get to it. As long as you're in vicinity, you're good. Hopefully that's a help for you. Now, the only thing with that is here. You do have to have these located on you. The mushroom chunks to load them up in here. I hope they do change that. I like, when we can just pop them in there like that, make it quick and easy. I'll get rid of these mushroom chunks. Now those 10 quartzite gloves I got, there's a reason why. Because the only piece I don't have fully upgraded is my black ant shovel. And if you don't know about the upgrades, this is it. And this one, see my current effects 60 and 60. Well, I can drop it, take it up to 75, but it costs 10 quartzite. And it costs a lot of quartzite to get those 10, so it's like 100 to get those, pieces of quartzite to get to those 10. But definitely worth it. And there's areas where you can find all that quartzite. It's not real bad. Between the ant hills, a couple spots out here, which I'll show you. Along in here, I have my extra gear that I wear and carry. This here is the best that you can use for your sandbox because it does allow you to stand in that heat and not be affected. But it is a tier 3. That's the ant. Now you have black ant gear, you have red ant gear. Now the black ant gear does not allow you to carry more. The red ant gear does.
Tastes good.
So if you're building and you want to carry more, wear that. Now here also I got my drying racks, things like that. But I'm going to give you a little bit of a hint. Notice I got all of this going on here with the roasting pits, a lot of them. The reason why is because the roasting pits right now never spoils. And definitely stay on there, they never spoil. Yep, I understand. I know that when you dry the food, they don't spoil. But when you eat one of them, it takes your water level down and gives you food. So you have to supplement with water because of the salty and being dry. With these, you don't. So it makes it nice, easy. If you want to dry them, you can. Carry both. I tend to just do it this way because I don't have to worry about it spoiling and I get a better effect out of it. For you noobs out there, this water thing looks cool, pretty much useless. I would stick with the with the dew collectors. I had 4 of them here, and I averaged 2 to 4 on all my bases. Now, before we go, I'm going to take you down to another location here. And this is all just information, so again, spoiler alert. Just turn it away, don't watch. Fast forward. But here's a nice little tip for you, and I tell you about all that food that I get. I do it down here because I tend to hear here. Oh, look at this. Where'd he go? Did he run away on me already? He did. Oh, there he is. You'd have to watch it. I mean, I gotta fix it now where I broke it. I'll put it in there, but I'll come back and fix it later. Some of these are difficult. You see, not wanting to work with me here. I'll just leave it. But what it is, I've just, made a box, put mushrooms in it. All I've done. And that will basically draw in the weevils. Won't do anything with the aphids in this. There's not really many aphids. It's really not wanting to help me today. Let's come back. And also under here, you'll see that there's a spot for gum. Now, mind you, all this stuff comes back. You get the noise there in the rocks. Rock. There you go. So anyhow, let's go drop off this what I've got, and we'll head over to the next bases. Again, like I said, I just do a round robin. And I've got one base in the middle for the most part. But the rest of them are pretty much all on the outer edges of the map. Now you'll see these out here, what it does. When hopefully grounded will, obsidian will give us more to use instead of these. They're words, or they'll add in maybe something like a rock or things like that. It'd be nice if they did that. Now I'm just gonna stick the gum here, and the scorzite I'll just put up here out of the way. Let's go over to here. Let's do this. Look at that. Easy peasy. Go ahead and fill up a little
that was
bit
refreshing.
in here.
Damn, give me a plate of this.
Now then. I like the idea of the bump up. I have a hard time with them. You have to line up. I don't know if it's just me or what, but see here, I got webs going everywhere. This is going out to where the tree is at. Here,
Yeah!
take this. So the view of the sandbox. you have questions or anything like that, just leave me on the note. I don't know how many people I'll get to watch or follow. I'm new at this, so sorry if it's not 100%, but I'm doing what I know how to do. Self-teaching. Another thing I like to do is I put doors, just a door, keep the ants from coming up into the bases. I said this base here, this is where one of the light posts used to be. This is where you got to be careful. Because when this was originally done, there was a caution tape in front of it. And I went ahead and I built on it. And they moved everything around. The whole bottom half of this base was actually probably about another 2 levels lower. But as you can see the hill below, it actually was as low as the rocks over there. But when they moved things around and did everything they did, the whole bottom area got buried, so I had to readjust. That's why I had to jump off, because I also lost the ability to run through there. And how, you can cut the grass, but it grows back. They've obviously added bombardiers. You can't get to me up here, thank goodness. And if you haven't played with some of the newer weapons, man, let me tell you, this right here. Yeah, we don't need this. The Salt Morningstar. By all means, when you can open that up and get it, go for it. It works. See a lot of blueprints where I just sort of hop around and do things. Alright. See, there's the picnic table. And I'll take you to my middle base. Now there on the corner of that corner is where I have the base started from. On this corner of the porch, I have another very small base. I have a couple bases in the hedge. And those bases I won't go into, but they're just, smaller bases. One of them looks really cool, but you see, this is where I began. This is all where it all started, right here. So like one of my very, very first bases, what I ever did. I worked my way up from there. Learn as I went. It's just quite challenging. This, when I did it, I didn't have that idea of the bounce webs. But I have walkways going all directions to the camera things, and I can walk right out to each one of them. So I got a walkway to all 3 of them going out. I've got, extra things here and there, and then weapons walls. Armor dummies. So one time I had them all filled up. I've had friends come in, and a lot of the stuff I haven't redone. This up here is more spinning wheels. I added these, I just haven't filled them in yet, but more food. Things like that. Up here, private little room with a weapons wall, some storage areas. And you get up here is where the meat of it all that. You see all those chests. All kinds of chests. Never have enough chests to stock stuff up. You're constantly picking up, moving around. And I use this, I come in, I try to keep as full as I can. After time, you'll find you use things up, move things around. I've casually been moving things around lately. There's quite a bit of it here. What's nice, if you don't know that, from this point, everything with a check mark is something I can build. And even though I'm not carrying it, again, it's in these chests and it's in the vicinity. Alright, let's, before we go up any further, since it looks like we're about to run out of time here, I won't move along for a second. If you look out here, you can see out my doors and windows. And the big tree over there. That's where we're going to head next. Now that was going to be my ultimate base. It pretty much still is. It's a continuation of work that goes on. And if you're wondering how much time I put in here, I've got over 1,600 days. Actually, I've got about 1,650 days. That's just on
I'm ready to eat my
this
pillow.
backyard.
I'm
And
so
I have
tired.
2 other ones that I was working on. One of them's only had about 800 days on it, but this is one I stuck with. I did one with the hardest level of all, and that one, tough. And this one is actually just the basic hits. I have to farm to get what I need.
Tastes good.
Before we go there, let's go get some food. We might get hungry otherwise.
Chow down. Oh.
Again, let's go up. Yeah, I got water. And again, those moves they did, just minor moves. I had all this built. I had to add this in to open it up because the ceiling changed. Wouldn't let me up here, so I'd open it up. Now, there's a couple things here. This right here leads to the wall over there. And the wall is one where there's a bunch of spiders, bombardiers, and mosquitoes in that pond area. Well, it actually leads right into a lab door. Now, that lab is not open yet, but thanks to Sir Shimlot, who's given us some information, we know somewhat what's in there, and it looks like it's part of a berry area where it looks like some berry who can eat you almost. So we'll find out more soon, hopefully. And take this down to the big base. Look at this. I'll go up to the top before I go around. I'll show you, give you somewhat of a tour. See how high this is I've got. And again, if I knew then what I know now, these stairs would all be one. But the way the build was at the time, before they'd done some updates, that was pretty impossible. So let's show you where we're at. Correspondence for the tree. Alright. The light makes it a little bit different. Alright, so there's the top of the light post. So that gives you an idea how much there is here. That's what I would consider the front with the main entrance. And as you're going to see, I've actually encapsulated the entire tree trunk. I can go all the way around. This is the highest part. And unfortunately, I think this is as far as it's going to let me turn here. So let's go back down. Those areas there, I mean, most of them are just empty. They're just to look good on the outside and give me height. Alright, so this is the main floor again. Oh, I hear a spider. There he is, going down below the tree trunk. Alright, so anyways, first started building, you couldn't build in this area. You couldn't even step towards the tree trunk. It would not allow you. They finally changed that and opened it up. Now this is a unique thing, I think. It's cool. On this part of the tree, what I've done, this is my sap collection area. See all that sap? Each one of them collecting sap. And I got 3 levels high, goes higher if I choose to. I mean, I've been using some up. I need to collect, and I had this full at one time. You can tell how long it's been because of the fact that these guys are 10 and now they'll hold 19. So yeah, I mean, it just to give you an idea, it's a big spot. I got another little area where first time I did this app area, outside, but tried it there, and hey, it worked. Yeah, now more, chest, another workbench. Again, can't have too many of them.
It's no
Water.
lemon crime, but it's better than nothing.
This here, actually, before we go up, I have more of my spinning wheels and a drying rack area. Around here, this is the kitchen, all that food, more drying racks. Now the thing is, these drying racks I use for food. These drying racks I use for berry leather. That's all these 3 were used for, berry leather. I would go collect as much as I could and bring it in and start drying it out. So let's go up to the dining room. Sort of fun. All my trophies, another place there, and I like this because I can overlook the inside, and we get comfortable, chill out for a little bit. Walk out here and around, see the pond over there. More chests. Yeah, simple little bed. Pictures. Like I said, make it look pretty, make it cool. Have fun with it. Now, my pond base. You can see I can get to or fro from the pond base.
This is awesome!
Okay, it's right over to it. I can jump down, but ooh, the fish is there. I originally was going to make this like an elevator, boom, 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 all the way up. But I chose to stop. Because I just have a real difficult time with the bounce webs. Again, if you'll see here, look at that. Look at them all. I really don't need that much. Ooh, I thought I heard somebody. Now, see all my basketball hoops? In the beginning when we started using those were indestructible. You could not destroy those. Now they are. That's why there's so many out there. I'd have them out there, and I could stand out here and entice the spiders to come to me. Hit them from over here. Hit and run, and stay back. They couldn't get to me. Or I'd build a trap up where they'd push them up, and they'd land on top, and you'd kill them. But now that they're destructible, I just use them. Basically, if I'm running, I can get into this point, get inside here, and it keeps them from bothering me. And again, more chest. The workbench. And this one, I do have more mushrooms. But this base here, I have primarily located here so that it's pond-based, obviously. Swimming gear, things like that. I have some in other areas where there's some place you need to swim. And obviously, Burgle is right over there, as you can figure that out. Now, another thing to keep in mind is this is the only area here and around the tree that you can get the acorn. So, and actually, it's close to the only area where you can get the these guys underground, because in the other areas it's the larva. I have ways of getting around here and there and such. Now, I built a walkway in the beginning, and let me tell you, it took some time. And I do use it. Now this is like another little base I'd started before the other one. I needed a place to be at, protect myself, and have, while I was building all that up on top. And I use it as a area to, bring stuff in, drop it off. You gotta watch out for the spider guys. This. As you know that there's a lab or a point down here. Let's hear these things. Make for an awesome walkway. Some bother you can jump down, get to any point on the either side. You be careful because they can knock you off. Oh, look at that, he heard me. It's Rarity. Oh, he's mad. He'll get over it. Actually, I took this all the way down. Now, mind you, this is also before I realized that the pallets could be carried. So I actually did this by 8 pieces of grass at a time. I have a base that's further down there, but there's the grill. Now, if you're new, that grill is about in front of it. Sometime in the grass below, you'll find the charcoal for the ovens. And as they've done the updates, they have added a couple bombardiers around the area. This is one of my other bases again that I've actually rebuilt this base 3 times. Get up on that. Oh, I hear the bombardier. Yep, there he is. And I can go up, around, boom. And again, you go that way. I have a step way of getting up to the next level. This here heads down to the middle. And I have several other bases, mini bases, little bases here and there. And again, this is the other spot, like I was saying, under construction. More than you see here. This is where I actually was finding bees. I get my bees from here because they couldn't get through here. They'd land on that flower right there, and I'd shoot them, and they'd come after me, and I'd beat them up right there and get my bee pieces. Now, as you can see, I built up onto that. I got a line going down to it where I got another spot down there with same kind of setup, closer to the beehive over there. You hear that spider down there, and I'll show you this little base down here in a moment. But I know that this area right there we're looking at is going to be the area where they're going to be adding in one of these two spots to the with the termites coming up and the wood pile. I'm almost positive this is where it's going to be. If not, it will be up here somewhere because I know it's going to be between the grill and in here, but I think it's going to be right in front of the shed or off to the left of the shed. So this stuff here is probably going to be all jacked up when they do that. It will still be there, but it'll be unusable probably because they may move this. Might get lucky, but I doubt it. But now this base down here, believe it or not, the way this is set up was to catch pollen. Oh look, if you come down here at the right time when all the bees are moving around, you catch a lot of pollen in here. Speaking of which, and it's nice to have things stored in these areas too, because you never know when you're running around, you need something, it's right there. So again, a nice little getaway spot, and I can go here and hear that right underneath that rock. Wolf spider. What we're gonna do now, let's go down here. This is my newest base. And this is the one that I'm working on to get ready for the new update. So I'm hoping I'm right. What I'm working on now is to get a way to move more stem to this location, this area, until I know what they're going to be doing. I have a stem farm basically underneath the picnic table where the other bench seat is. Just below it I have a stem farm, basically just an upper platform that's holding all the stem that I get, and I can grab it and bring it over. Try to come up with a good idea of how to send it over via zip. Here it is. Castle Pappy. And again, as you can see, I have this right here, but I pretty well stopped short of the construction zone. But again, I do believe that this is all going to be redone in the next update. If not, it's not a problem. Eventually it will be. So here's what I'll do here, and then I'll give you a tour of the base. But this is what it looks like via the ground. Now you see the pallets down there. I'm just filling those up. I'm going to bring them up, and that upper tier level right here is where I'm going to store all of that as much as I can. That and inside, and I'll show you that in a minute. But this was a bit of a challenge, actually, because when I built on this rock, and I built over here, they're actually, the floor levels are different. So if you look here, see how it didn't match up? It wouldn't match up. So I had to improvise a little bit. So you have to excuse that. And if you notice, I didn't use a lot of stem. I have, a couple little spots in there, but it is what it is. Try to make it look as cool as possible. Give it some character. So, yeah, it's nice. I can go down in either one of these. Take it down. I started out to add some flags to the top. But now we're in the second level. This up above is where I had those pallets. Well, right here, I'm going to bring some of the other pallets and fill this up with pallets of stem and or grass, either one or both. Right. And we notice this one stops here. This one doesn't go anywhere. It only goes from the top to bottom. That one goes from here up. So I have a stairway here to go to the main level. A nice fireplace. My little area there. It looks sort of cool. I didn't do the bed. I figured I didn't want to waste the feathers. So, you know, those are a lot easier to use. I think it looks pretty cool. And again, bench, all my supplies. And again, this is new, so I've still got a bunch of stuff to go. Water. More spinning wheels. This is going to be pretty good size. I got a little area here. And I have my little basement. And this will be down here, more stem, everything like that. Look at that. My own private growth of mushrooms. Because there is actually a lot of mushrooms in the area. But they are located over below the picnic table. And what's cool here, so I have grass, I have stem, I have dandelion tufts, lots of rock. Over there, there's a lot of clay. I have spiders up here, so I can get web. And obviously the bees, and there's ants over here, including a lot of the other, you know, whatnot. Hi, guy. A lot of, pretty much, this area is really a good area because it's got a little bit of everything and a whole lot of other things. So it can be a really good area to build in and useful. There's mushrooms. This is an area too where you're going to find some science and some of the molars, things like that. I'll take you over to my platform here in a moment. See all the clay, stone. Lots of clay and stone. And my platform. And again, this is fairly new too. So I just started putting things together. If you go out here behind where it's at, look at all of this. Look at all of that stem. If you're playing for a minute, you know the stem is one of the things that it's more abundant now than it was before. They've gotten better with it. And you get up in here, you know, you're really not far from everything. I'm not sure what they're going to do with this area, if they're going to or not. They may. But it is centrally located. So you got down there the pipes. And again, if you play for me, you know what's in all of that. I mean, look at all this stem.
That was refreshing.
A little water. And more water. Now look at that. Look what you got. Now, here's a little trick for you. If you get this guy to chase you, he can do the work for you. Yeah, he comes after you. Watch this. You already know it. Boom, 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 boom. Look at him thing. Look at all of that he drops for you. You go in and pick it up and save yourself a whole lot of work. Just gotta keep your eyes open for them. And trust me, this is not only just for this. He will do the same thing for the grass. He will tear it. Will eat it up. I mean, look at this. I'm just picking up the surface of it. Two blocks already right there, and look at all that's left. Look at that. Doing your work for you. Hey, guy. Well, look at that. I got enough there to go for a week. What that would do for me. I don't know if I've gotten him as far as to do the stem yet, if you would. But look at that. I don't have my... I mean, look at all that. So what do? Pick one up. Take it with you. I always taught work smart, not hard. Look at all this I can collect. Look at that. Easier if I had to rub the armor on, but hey, it is what it is.
It's no lemon crime, but it's better than nothing.
You even get, just gotta listen up for what's in the area. I mean, you get a lot of stuff here. Look at that, look at that. I can fill up probably about 4 or 5 pallets, if not more. Half the time, look at that. And then, just gotta watch out for him. Marker up so I know which direction to go. I have to try it on the stems to see how it would work. I don't want him even close to my base because he would definitely destroy that base. That's one of those ones just to remember. Don't take him out because he can be an asset for you. Now what I'm hoping to do, if you see that crack, I'm actually going to build a walkway to get to there. I go to the end of there, and I should be able to put a zip line from that corner to my other base. Put it even at ground level as much as I can, as long as it doesn't get interrupted. And then I can just send this stuff across on the zip line. And if you don't know about that, I will bring that up in another video. And I have more bases along the way. So we won't show you those on the other side. That will be another video. I'm going to try and put these videos out as often as I can. Keep them updated. And I don't know how well they'll do or anybody like them. If one person enjoys them, that's all that matters, I guess. So let's get to the daylight.
I don't know
Yeah,
about the rest of
set
you,
the
but
spawn
I'm
here.
beat. I'm not picky.
I'm going to go ahead and fill up on some food
Tastes
here.
good.
Oh, shit, that was a raw one. Oh, shoot, sorry. That was a raw one. That hurt. So, that being said, I have to get more food, fill it up, and then go from there. So, hey guys, thanks for watching. Again, if you have questions, leave me a message. If you need help, let me know. If I can, I'll join and go from there. All right, guys. Y'all have a good day.